So, don't know how this is going to come out. That's right. My mother's at church. For the first time. Look at that yellow that comes from. That's weird. Oh, I guess that's just the flour in this towel. Like, bleeding onto here. Hopefully my head's not cut off. But, so, I woke up at, you ready to eat, sweet boy, huh? I woke up at 10:22. Could have easily woken up an hour later, okay? Easily woken up an hour later and had no time, okay? Yesterday was beautiful. Today's beautiful too, but it is supposed to get bad weather every night. Yesterday was beautiful. In fact, it was in the 70s, but it wound up being even warmer than it said it was online. It was beautiful out yesterday. Oh my God. I hadn't left the house except to walk him or go to the mailbox or to go to the vets or whatever, but I haven't left the house to go walking, to go out in the world for any length of time for weeks. Such a beat down. He's getting more, that was like, he's a different dog. Yeah, I know, because he was emaciated last time. It wasn't my fault. I was trying everything to have him eat. You know, he wasn't getting it in his mouth. I didn't know. I thought we did the kneader feeder and it looked like he's eating, but it's just being smushed around and you just couldn't tell. And I went on the floor of the vets and I showed her. Because I said, you know, he was regurgitating and can't have that happening. So, and it was difficult holding him up like this and having him not bite me. I had to hold him steady and feed him from in front. I'm not seeing what's happening with my hand. So now I have the control. And she's like, you're going to have to do that the rest of his life. I'm like, of course. If I had some sort of life that was gone all the time, I'd have to euthanize him. You know, this only works because I'm here. She knows that. She also knows that she even agreed with me. You know, she's like, yeah, he's old, because I said he's having difficulty getting up or whatever, but he can still walk. She's like, yeah, when they get this old, people wheel them around in strollers, they lose the ability to walk. She knows. And if we want to be blunt, she's a really nice person, but she knows which side her bread's buttered on. She knows that you don't sit there and tell pet owners, well, you need to put your dog to sleep. You know, just because the dog doesn't have the same life that it had when it was young. And it choked or something. I don't have the same life I had when I was young, you know. He's all right. He doesn't limp when he walks. And he's getting powerful, like really good natural supplements, including hemp extract. So, I walked yesterday because, except a dear Maybelline, remember, I don't really wear makeup. I wear lipstick, though. I like to wear lipstick. That's it. I haven't worn regular makeup in a long time. Okay. It's not my thing. I like it. I mean, I like in my past life when I'd wear full face of makeup and get dolled up within my budget, you know. I turned on the TV yesterday. Extra was on for the weekend for an hour. And I watched the Met Gala thing, and you know they were all vapid and they were all just whatever. But I liked seeing all those stars look so beautiful in their dresses and makeup and everything. Anyhow, doesn't mean I would or do like them as people in any universe. Let's get that perfectly clear. They just the way they were dressed, the women, but they were, oh God, beautiful, beautiful, stunning. I walked, I'm calculating in my head. I'm going to try to figure it out exactly by using landmarks, but I know some of the landmarks, and I know how long I felt like I was walking, and I saw, basically I can't figure out exactly how many miles I walked yesterday. I'd say conservatively, I'd say it was a good 6, but probably 7. I'll probably find out it was more than I think, because I was walking quickly, and, what I did was I walked and then got on the bus at some point and then got off the bus and walked more because I was going to a faraway CVS where I put online my Accepted Air Maybelline lipstick that recently ran out that I've had for years, and Superstay. So I needed to go far away to a different CVS than I used to go to. But then remember, I don't even want to go to the one I used to go to unless I call up first and make sure that bitch manager who treated me like total shit isn't working that day. So I didn't have to worry about that. I went far away. Took buses, went far away. And let me think. Yeah, come to think of it now, I think I walked conservatively 7. I'm going to find out, I bet you, that it was more. Because I was waiting for the bus to come, and I wound up walking and walking and walking instead of getting on, waiting. I don't want to wait. I could wait and just wait for the bus to go by, or I could walk to the next stop, you know what I mean? I did miles and miles yesterday. Good, conservatively 7 and probably more. I was exhausted last night. He had to only have 3 meals instead of his usual 4, but that's all right. He'll survive. I gave him extra water, too. You good? Yummy, huh? Yum, yum, yum. His coat's beautiful. I noticed his belly the other day, but he just saw the vets, and she gave him she says he's a different dog. She says he looks great, you know what I mean? And he put on 1.5 pounds. And I paid like close to 300, so I can't go back. But I noticed this blue patches on Omar's stomach, his belly, and then you go online and they say that can be age and it's common. It's more cause for concern, I'd say, in a younger dog, especially when he's showing no other symptoms. Like I said, he's doing fantastic. Ever since he had that thing 3 months ago, whenever it was, I said, when were we in that? She said 3, but it's ever since he had that whole thing like 2.5 months ago. I can check exactly. I thought it was 3, but she said 2.5. He was in there last. And even before that, perfect bowel movements, like the best bowel movements you can imagine, just perfect. Not too hard, not too soft, just perfect bowel movements. Omar's been having the kind of bowel movements we all wish we could just have 100% of the time. Seriously. Speaking of that, all these things I want to talk about, when he's done eating, I should still have a little bit of time, but I had to prepare my room. The guy's coming to do my overhead thing, thank God. He used to be an electrician, and it would have cost hundreds of dollars to have an electrician come here. And it's probably not an electrician problem. It's probably just shove the wires back up in the ceiling and be on a merry way. And even if it is an electrician problem, this guy will do it. He knows my mother has been sick for months. He knows my mother was in the mental hospital for 6 weeks. He did this chandelier, which was electricity. I don't know if he has to shut off our you know, the electric. He might shut off the breakers, I don't know. But I don't remember, I'll have to ask him. I learned stuff. And I had my mom ask him, because I don't really, you know, but I knew him from before, and he drove us to my mom's, you know, podiatrist appointment that's far away, and, you know. When I saw a podiatrist, I saw a local one. My mother has seen the same podiatrist for literally 20 years, and she tried this same local one that I went to, and they tried to not charge her insurance, so we can't justify it. They changed her diagnosis, and we're going to charge her several $100s. Okay? I had to get involved. I said, this is bull. You're not doing that. Trying to get away with getting out of pocket and making a hell of a lot more money than they would make through Medicare. See, I'm on to them. And we weren't going to pay it, and we're not going to do it. You're not going to change the diagnosis my mother's had forever, just so you don't have to, you can charge her out of pocket. No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. So, lots of things go on, and he's not going to take this whole time. But, so I got up at after 10, caught him just in time, barely had time. Yesterday he peed on me and my leg, so, on my pants. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Caught him just in time to get him on the deck, and he went to the bathroom immediately. I didn't wake up hearing him crying, I just woke up instinctively. Because he'd been sleeping for hours, and he's not going to hold it when he's sleeping for hours, you know. He was in bed at 1:30. I was in bed 3 hours later. But I slept good without my earplugs, a good 6 hours. Wait. I'll have a little bit of time before they get home. Someone else drove her there, but because he's coming here to do me this favor, that she asked him, and then I reached him on the phone to explain exactly what was going on, and you know, he asked some questions about my mother, and I'm like, well, yeah, she went out of her mind, was literally starved herself in front of me for a month. If I didn't live here, I would only know, like, I would know that, or I'd only know the after of it, you know, if I heard, okay, Mom, I heard from other people. But I witnessed it day by day by day, okay? And I told him, I'm like, my mom's right here while I'm talking to you and you ask me questions, but I just wanted to reach you and thank you and explain, because my mom couldn't explain exactly what's going on here, and to just thank you up and down and backwards and forwards, because it's been like this for weeks and I cannot stand it. I have to reach over my bed to turn a light off and on when I leave the room. It's annoying as all hell. I like having a light to a light switch. I don't know, maybe you won't be able to fix it. Maybe it's just something that can't be fixed. It's ruined and it would take a lot of money to do it. Or, you know, I'm not going to have him do something for free that would take him, you know, and I don't think he let us pay him. So I don't know. I hope it's just wires shoved back inside. I told him you can stand on my bed if you want. You got to take your shoes off. And I have to make sure everything was clean and straightened up, so I just have this little bit of time to talk to you guys loud. So I'm not going to do that to Omar. I'm not, you know, he already waited. He only had 3 meals yesterday, and he had his last meal at 1:30 in the morning because I wasn't home until late, you know. Anyhow, and I told her about the whole high chair thing. I can't afford that. It costs hundreds of dollars. And she's like, you can make them, you know. I can't. Anyway, I told her I make a makeshift one. It's not up as high, but it's working out fine. No regurgitation. He's only had the mildest of regurgitation, like a couple pieces here or there or something. It's probably because some was stuck in his mouth or whatever, you know. But he's not having regurgitation. He's having fantastic bowel movement. I told her, I got down on the floor and I said, this is what I do. I put a towel over my leg and I have him go over my leg on the ground. which, you know, a lot of women my age couldn't sit like this. Let's just put it bluntly, okay? Because a woman my age isn't doing what I did yesterday either, and walking, not nonstop, but almost, you know, not nonstop, but a total of 7 or more miles. Come to think of it now, I forgot. Got further than I was walking quickly, and you know, good fucking pace, blasting my rock music in my ears, and on a beautiful sunny day. Okay, I'm still sad inside, but I can just enjoy the sunshine and whatever, you know. I recently watched on HBO Max that Friends reunion thing, and we're stars, some stars, like David Beckham was saying what I say. No matter how depressed you are, you could turn on Friends and helplessly laugh, practically pee your pants, you know? Especially with Ross in his leather pants, and Ross with his bright teeth, just thinking about it. And this superstar says the same thing. He's like, you know, no matter how depressed, or you're guaranteed to practically laugh till you cry. So, and people all over the world love that show. It was all in 50 different languages. It was just unreal. Friends was just a phenomenon, okay? And I didn't watch it at the time. And I missed a lot of episodes even on reruns, but I saw a lot of episodes as well. And now I'm watching it on HBO Max from start to finish, in order. Okay. And my mom says, we have HBO. That means I can watch that vampire thing? Do you want to? Yeah, you can. It's still on, True Blood. You've watched it more than once. You can still watch that if you want. Said, do you like that because of that Scarsdale, that blonde vampire is so hot? She's like, yeah. I'm like, that's what I figured, Mama. I said, Mama's young at heart. My mother's young at heart. She's a trip and a half. Here you go. Good, huh? Yum, yum, yum. Yum, 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 butter. I heard them coming home this early when they shouldn't be, but you never know. Church isn't a guaranteed time, okay? What I would do is grab the camera and shove it somewhere in the living room like real fast. Because my mother can't get in that quickly, you know? That's what I would do. And then I'd just be like, hey, I'm feeding Omar. You know? All I'd have to do is hide the evidence, which is the camera. Especially with my mom being gone so long, people are going to want to chat with her, you know. I said she went with a woman, but he's going to bring her home and hopefully be able to fix my overall headlight today. Won't that be wonderful? I told him I got all new light bulbs. I told him I got all new light bulbs for the chandelier. And I said, yeah, I got dimmable, because last time you didn't get dimmable. But you didn't, I don't think he got LED. These are LED. And then he goes, you know, dimmable doesn't save you on electricity at all. The LED has such less electricity anyway. But he's like, that doesn't save you on electricity at all when you have it dimmed. I said, no, I would have thought it did. I didn't know that. I told my mom to make sure you don't have it full blast. There's no need to. Especially, my God, don't turn it on at all, and just, you know, if you're having breakfast and it's light out, just open the curtains in the back to the deck. And he's like, and I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, that it doesn't. It would have a dimmer in it. But he's like, yeah, I don't know about these light bulbs, though. They probably do reduce electricity if you put them on dim. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's nice to be able to have them on dim sometimes anyway, because they're really bright. You know, I have them now. I changed the light bulbs in the living room. I'm sure you guys who really pay attention to my videos have noticed the different lighting. That's because it's these white ones that call themselves daylight. They're GE daylight, LED, and they're very, very white. I prefer the softer tones of the other light bulbs I had that had a yellower tone. Watching my own videos, I prefer that. Whatever you guys prefer, doesn't matter. It's what I prefer. So I switched back. I still had the other light bulbs. They weren't, they didn't go bad or anything. And I bought a whole bunch of these ones for this chandelier. I bought 8. These chandelier are the white, are the daylight ones too. They're not GE though, they're a different brand from a seller, you know. Got them through Walmart and they're from an authorized seller or something. Hard to find dimmable. That wasn't easy to find. I guess dimmable's not a popular thing, I don't know. It wasn't easy to find a dimmable. But he might want to do other things today. He doesn't know how long this is going to take to do my light. So they could come home early. You never know. Like I said, service doesn't always go. It can go a long time. How I know that is because I remember I used to put it on my computer for my mom during the pandemic and whatnot, or times that nobody could drive her, or she just couldn't go, or it wasn't open. Oh no, it can't be online if it wasn't open. Okay. I used to put it on for her online times that she didn't feel like going to church. She missed it because she was sick, or nobody could drive her. No one could pick her up. So, remember, we nipped that in the bud. They know now that part of my mom's depression revolved around not wanting to ask people to drive, pick her up, and whatever, not wanting to feel like a burden, and she was sad over that. So now we got that woman who helps me out all the time, and another woman at church who's like higher up the food chain, you know. And they're not going to ask the whole congregation because not everyone lives near my mom, but, you know, neither does that woman, but again, if it's someone, that woman helps me out, you know, with Omar, the one who does that, So, we nipped that in the bud. They know that my mom was feeling all upset and feeling uncomfortable asking them, and now I'm involved, and I will ask if I have to, and my mother knows she doesn't have to be afraid. She does not have to be afraid. And even this guy might still come get her sometimes. He'd stop for a while, but he was having his own health problems and whatnot. And even though I knew him and had his phone number, I wasn't going to personally ask him about my light. I was going to have my mother do it, and you know why. He's not going to say no to her, you know. And then, but I thanked him profusely and explained the whole situation. Then he's like, well, I hate putting stuff back up that's all crappy. Why don't you guys invest in a new, a nice light to put up there? Like, okay, if we do that, you're going to come back and do it, you know? I'm like, we don't have the money. House insurance went up almost double. House insurance went up several $100s. So I'm not worried. None of these lights are nice. I don't care about that. None of them have domes on them. If it could be an investment in your house, I don't care. I just want you to do this today, if you can. He's like, how did that happen? He's like, I'm like, well, I'm not a little kid. I wasn't pulling on it. It happened because it's old, decades old. That's why. That's why it happened. I didn't do anything. I was just trying to get the light bulb out. But the light bulbs blow a lot. They blink out even when. So we have faulty wiring, and you know. I hope he can fix it. You might have to get a part or something, you never know. It might not be as simple as you think. What I'm hoping is just I can't do it, but shove the wires back in there, and I don't even have the tools to screw, you know, and that will be all she wrote. So I'm hoping, but is anything ever how you hope it's going to be? No. It's not. Very rarely. I explained to him the wires are all hanging down. He's like, how did that happen? Because it's old. Wouldn't you like to have a nice leg where that wouldn't happen, Laura? Sure. Sure I would. And then when I said he'd have to stand on my bed to take his shoes off, or he could stand on one of these dining room table chairs, he's like, why don't you have a step stool? Why don't you invest in a step stool? Again. Whatever. Like, we don't have the money. We're poor, okay? We're going to invest money. It'll be in clothes or something like that for both of us. Skechers has these new sneakers. Omar almost pisses on the I'm trying to put his leash and collar on him, and I'm trying to get my sneakers on, or even the boots, and Skechers has these new innovative sneakers. I don't know how they're like. I would like to try them for me and my mom, where they're like slip-ons, but even better. You don't have to touch them at all. They're designed where you can just stand up and get your foot in. It has an innovative heel. That looks interesting. I know Skechers are expensive. See, that I'd rather invest in that than a step stool. I don't want my mom going up on anything anyway. Very rarely have to do that. We don't need a step stool. Just please fix my light, and you'll have my eternal gratitude. You have my eternal gratitude for other things you did to help us. Many months ago, when the first church woman, number one, was too busy with her own life and problems and family to help us. And he stepped in. He was taking over the church. He brought us to that appointment far away. And his foot hasn't been hurting. And I said, well, do you want to not even go to your podiatrist that you missed while you were in that hospital? Thankfully, getting better slowly. On too much psych meds, it has me very upset, but I'll keep my fear and pain to myself. I'll keep it to a minimum. I won't lie to you and say I'm happy you're on the Zyprexa, but I'm not going to tell you my real fears and scare you when you have to take the drug. That would be cruel. I would not do that. If her doctor does it, that's his business. If he feels that she needs to know the potential dangers, because I can guarantee you the psychiatrist, they all behave like their psych meds are fucking candy and can't possibly cause anyone any harm. Because you have to take it, and they don't want you to not take it. My mom, is prone, and she did it this time around too, to refusing to take any meds, Like I said, it's arbitrary. Off the Keppra, even though we were on that for seizures, and it's not a psych med, it's a seizure medication. You were on it for seizures for 3 years. We don't know that didn't stop you from having a seizure. So you're completely off the Keppra because psychiatrists don't like Keppra, what I heard from them, okay? And what do you want me to do, put her back on it when she hasn't been? No. I didn't know you were going to stop trying to get her to take it, though, once she was compliant with taking her meds, because you don't really believe in it. Oh, well, Ativan has some seizures. Yeah, it's not your loved one, okay? Anyway, I know I don't want you to put her on it. I want her on as least meds as possible, but I'm playing devil's advocate for the Keppra company or whatever. The regular doctor put my med on 3 years ago, and she took her off for Depakote because she was toxic for Depakote, that is a powerful psychiatric medication. See? Tug of war between regular doctors and psych doctors. Psych doctors told, we don't believe in Keppra. We think it makes the patient more crazier. But you don't believe in balance. You don't believe in holistic. You don't give a fuck that your Zyprexa puts on a shitload of weight practically on everyone who takes it. So I take what you say with a grain of fucking salt. Psychiatrists. Okay? We don't believe in Keppra. You don't know that my mom doesn't need Keppra and does need your precious Zyprexa. End of story.